Most people think the best photos in America come from big cities. They're wrong. Across the United States, there are small towns where historic districts, striking geography, and preserved landmarks create scenes you can photograph without effort. These are the top 10 most photogenic small towns in the USA. Let's count them down from number 10 to number 1. At number 10 is Bar Harbor, Maine. This town sits on Mount Desert Island off the coast of Maine and serves as the main gateway to Acadia National Park. Agamont Park at the center of Bar Harbor gives a clear view across Frenchman Bay to the Porcupine Islands. Cadillac Mountain rises to 1,530 feet inside the park. The park's 45 miles of carriage roads built in the early 20th century include stone bridges and gravel lanes open to walkers and cyclists. Jordan Pond, a glacial lake within Acadia, reflects the rounded peaks called the Bubbles on still days. The downtown streets hold colorful storefronts, lobster shacks, and piers. This combination of a working harbor and protected park makes Bar Harbor consistently appear on lists of scenic towns. At number 9 is Sedona, Arizona. Sedona lies in the Verde Valley, surrounded by high red sandstone formations. Cathedral Rock, Bell Rock, and Courthouse Butte are among its most photographed geological features. The Chapel of the Holy Cross, designed by Marguerite Brunswick Stade and completed in 1956, sits directly in the rock and is a recognized landmark. Airport Mesa above town provides one of the most accessible panoramic views. Oak Creek runs through the valley, adding a green corridor to the desert colors. More than 200 trails link the town to surrounding canyons and mesas. The red rock color comes from iron oxide and Permian-age sandstone layers, which gives Sedona its distinctive hue. At number 8 is Galena, Illinois. Located in the northwest corner of the state, Galena developed as a lead mining and river port town, and today preserves one of the most complete 19th century downtowns in the Midwest. The Galena Historic District covers about 85% of the city and contains over 800 properties. After fires in the 1850s, new buildings were mostly brick and stone. The old market house, built in 1845, now serves as a state historic site and visitor center. The Dowling House, built in 1826 to 27, is the oldest stone structure in the city. The Ulysses S. Grant home, built in 1860, stands on a bluff and is open for tours. Grant Park across the river provides elevated views back to Main Street and its continuous run of brick facades. This consistency of material and scale gives Galena a unified appearance rare in Midwestern towns. At number 7 is Carmel by the Sea, California. On the Monterey Peninsula, Carmel was founded in 1902 and incorporated in 1916 and quickly became an artists' colony. The town is famous for its storybook cottages designed by Hugh Comstock in the 1920s, with curved rooflines, hand-cut shingles, and leaded glass. The Scenic Road walkway follows the edge above Carmel Beach with uninterrupted views of the Pacific Ocean. Within a short drive lies 17-mile drive through Pebble Beach, where the lone cypress stands on a granite outcrop above the sea. One of the most photographed trees on the West Coast. Strict building codes preserve Carmel's distinctive architecture and keep chain stores out of the Central District. The town's mission, San Carlos Borromeo de Carmelo, founded in 1770, adds one of the best preserved Spanish missions to the area's landmarks. At number 6 is Saugatuck, Michigan. This harbor town at the mouth of the Kalamazoo River is known for art galleries and dune landscapes. Oval Beach on Lake Michigan has been named among the top freshwater beaches in the United States. Saugatuck Dunes State Park protects more than 2 miles of shoreline and over 1,000 acres of rolling dunes, some as high as 200 feet. The Mount Baldhead Park staircase climbs over 300 wooden steps to a viewing platform over the harbor and river mouth. The Saugatuck Chain Ferry, operating since 1838, crosses the river between downtown and Mount Baldhead Park and is one of the last hand-cranked ferries in the country. The Felt Mansion, built in 1928, adds a historic estate to the dune setting. This mix of waterfront and protected dunes gives Saugatuck a distinct identity. At number 5 is Leavenworth, Washington. Leavenworth sits in the Cascade Range and in the 1960s transformed its central district into a Bavarian-themed village. Today, its main street shows continuous half-timber facades, alpine murals, and themed signage. The Wenatchee River runs along the edge of town with trails and picnic areas. Seasonal festivals include a Christmas lighting display that covers downtown buildings and public spaces in lights. The Nutcracker Museum in town displays thousands of nutcrackers from multiple countries, documented as one of the largest such collections in the world. The Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery, established in 1940, sits nearby on Icicle Creek, adding an educational stop with public trails. Mountains rise directly behind the town, providing a natural backdrop for its alpine architecture. At number 4 is Beaufort, South Carolina. Founded in 1711 on Port Royal Island, Beaufort contains a large collection of antebellum houses and districts listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The Henry C. Chambers Waterfront Park runs along the Beaufort River with open views of the Intracoastal Waterway. The Old Point neighborhood features pre-Civil War homes with tabby concrete walls and wrought iron gates under canopies of live oaks. The Spanish Moss Trail, built on a former railway corridor, extends for more than 10 miles. Beaufort lies within the federally designated Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor, reflecting a distinct African-American culture tied to the Sea Islands. The Beaufort Arsenal, originally built in 1798, now serves as a museum and visitor center. Together, these documented sites give Beaufort a verified historic environment. At number 3 is Stowe, Vermont. This town in the Green Mountains developed as a resort in the 19th century and remains one of Vermont's most visited destinations. The Stowe Community Church, with its tall white steeple, anchors Main Street. The Stowe Recreation Path runs 5.3 miles along the West Branch River, linking the village to meadows and open fields. Nearby, Smuggler's Notch State Park forms a mountain pass with narrow roads between cliffs and dense forest. The Goldbrook-covered bridge, also known as Emily's Bridge, built in 1844, crosses a brook just outside town. Mount Mansfield, Vermont's highest peak at 4,393 feet, lies only a few miles away and is accessible by hiking trails and a gondola. These verified features combine into a classic New England landscape. At number 2 is Marfa, Texas. Established in the 1880s as a railroad water stop, Marfa sits at an elevation of about 4,685 feet in the high desert of the Trans-Pecos region. The Chinati Foundation, founded by Donald Judd, displays large-scale minimalist installations in converted military buildings. About 26 miles northwest of town stands Prada Marfa, an art installation built in 2005 as a permanently sealed building resembling a luxury boutique. The Marfa Lights viewing area east of town on US Route 90 overlooks a stretch of desert where unexplained lights have been reported for decades. Marfa also houses the Presidio County Courthouse, built in 1886 in Second Empire style, still functioning as a government building. The high elevation and low humidity create dark skies suitable for astronomical observation. Finally, at number 1 is Cape May, New Jersey. This town at the southern tip of the state is designated a National Historic Landmark District for its large collection of Victorian-era houses and commercial buildings. More than 600 preserved structures fill the grid of narrow streets. The Cape May Lighthouse, completed in 1859, rises 157 feet above the tip of the peninsula and contains 199 cast-iron spiral steps to the top gallery. The Washington Street Mall, converted to a pedestrian area in 1971, is lined with shops and gardens. Sunset Beach at the edge of town faces west and includes the remains of the concrete ship Atlantis, launched in 1918 and wrecked off the coast in 1926, now partially visible above water. The town sits on a major migratory path, and nearby preserves make it one of the most popular birdwatching locations in the region. This verified combination of lighthouse, historic district, pedestrian mall, and coastal wildlife gives Cape May the top spot. From number 10 Bar Harbor through Sedona, Galena, Carmel, Saugatuck, Leavenworth, Beaufort, Stowe, Marfa, and finally Cape May. This countdown highlights small towns that combine protected architecture, distinctive geography, and specific documented landmarks. Each place appears in independent travel and photography references for the same reasons. None of these descriptions rely on hype, but on verifiable features available to visitors year after year. This was our journey through the top 10 most photogenic small towns in the USA. Which one would you visit first? Share your favorite and plan your next trip.